Mariana Trench is the deepest known point on planet Earth, a colossal abyss hidden under the Pacific Ocean where sunlight never reaches, the pressure is overwhelming, and silence dominates everything. For a long time, this place was considered totally incompatible with life. Yet against all odds, nature has found ways to exist where it seemed absolutely impossible. This documentary is a slow and continuous descent toward the extreme limit of survival. As we leave the surface waters behind, the ocean begins to transform. The darkness intensifies, the temperature drops, and the pressure increases relentlessly. It is in this first stage of the deep ocean that creatures emerge that already seem to come out of another world. The devilfish, also known as the abyssal anglerfish, marks the beginning of this journey. Using light itself as a trap, he reveals that in the depths, hunting requires absolute ingenuity. Descending further, we enter regions where food is scarce, and each encounter can be decisive. This is where the viperfish lives, a predator adapted to attack quickly in total darkness. Its long teeth and thin body show that in this environment, survival depends on extreme efficiency and lethal precision. On the deep near the trench, life takes on an almost delicate form in the face of such a hostile environment. The Dumbo octopus emerges as one of the rarest and most mysterious creatures ever observed by humans. Their slow, fluctuating movements contrast with the brutality of the world around them, proving that even in the harshest depths, there are strategies based on saving energy and absolute control of one's own body. As we approach the heart of the Mariana Trench, the pressure reaches unimaginable levels. Here we find the Mariana snailfish, the deepest vertebrate ever recorded. Its gelatinous and seemingly fragile body is actually the key to surviving where rigid bones just wouldn't work. It represents a scientific and biological milestone on the limits of animal life. And at the deepest point ever explored on Earth, the Hadal amphipod appears. Small, almost invisible, it inhabits a world where the pressure is thousands of times greater than on the surface. Its existence marks the final known frontier of life, the last sign that nature still endures where everything seemed to end. This documentary is not just an exploration of the ocean floor, but a journey through the absolute limits of adaptation. The Mariana Trench reveals that life not only survives, but defies the rules, advancing deeper and deeper into the greatest abyss on the planet. Welcome to Fossa das Marianas, the 11,000-meter chasm. The devilfish, also known as the abyssal anglerfish, is one of the most iconic and disturbing creatures in the deep ocean. It inhabits the upper regions of the abyssal world, on the edges that precede the Mariana Trench, where sunlight no longer exists and darkness is permanent. In this quiet and hostile environment, the devilfish represents the first major break with everything we know about surface marine life. Its body is small compared to other ocean animals, but its appearance is marked by extreme adaptations. The most famous feature of the devilfish is the bioluminescent rod located over its head, a kind of live bait that emits its own light. This light is not meant to illuminate the environment, but to attract curious prey in a world where seeing is almost impossible. In absolute darkness, any bright spot can mean food or death. The bioluminescence of the devilfish is the result of a symbiosis with luminous bacteria housed in a specialized organ. It is able to control the intensity of the light, flashing or maintaining constant brightness, depending on the situation. When a prey gets close enough, the attack is quick and accurate. Its mouth is large, equipped with sharp teeth and curved inwards, preventing any chance of escape. The devilfish's diet is based on opportunity. In the deep ocean, food is extremely rare, and so he can't afford to choose. Any animal that fits in its mouth can become food, even if it is almost its own size. Its stomach is highly expandable, allowing it to swallow large prey at once and survive for long periods without feeding again. The behavior of the devilfish is solitary and patient. He spends much of his time practically still, floating on the water and saving energy. In this environment, every unnecessary move represents a precious expense. Silent waiting is their main strategy, turning the devilfish into a true ambush predator of the deep. The reproduction of the devilfish is one of the most extreme in the animal kingdom. Males are much smaller than females and spend their entire lives looking for a mate. When they finally find a female, they attach themselves to her body with their mouths, fusing their tissues until they become practically a single organism. Over time, the male loses eyes, internal organs, and autonomy, existing only to provide genetic material when needed. This extreme adaptation ensures reproduction in an environment where finding another individual of the same species is very rare. Living between 200 and 2,000 meters deep means enduring high pressure, very low temperatures, and a total absence of light. The devilfish is the direct result of these conditions, an animal shaped to exist where almost nothing else can. He is not only a scary creature, but proof that life can take on unimaginable forms when pushed to the limit. On the journey through the Mariana Trench, the devilfish is the first guardian of the abyss. It marks the transition between the known ocean and the deep world, showing that, from here, the rules change completely. The viperfish is one of the most threatening predators in the deep layers of the ocean, inhabiting regions where darkness is total and life depends on quick reactions and precise decisions. Found between about 600 and 2,500 meters deep, it lives in an environment where food is scarce and any mistake can be fatal. In this silent world, the viperfish has become a hunting machine perfectly adjusted to the shadows. Its body is thin, elongated, and highly hydrodynamic, ideal for fast travel in dense water from the depths. However, what draws the most attention are its disproportionate, long and sharp teeth, which remain visible even when the mouth is closed. These teeth are so large that the viperfish would not be able to completely close its mouth without them overlapping, an extreme adaptation that ensures that no prey escapes after attack. The head of the viperfish houses relatively large eyes, sensitive to any slightest sign of light. In an environment where bioluminescence is often the only visual source, this ability is essential for detecting prey, rivals, or potential threats. In addition, it has bioluminescent organs throughout its body, which can serve both to attract prey and to confuse or disorient other animals in the dark. The viperfish hunting strategy is based on speed and the element of surprise. Unlike predators that wait patiently, it can launch quick, indirect attacks, taking advantage of the exact moment when a prey approaches. Their muscles are adapted for short bursts of energy, allowing for sudden movements in an environment where long chases would be energetically unfeasible. The viperfish's diet includes small fish, crustaceans, and any organism that crosses its path and fits in its mouth. Like other deep ocean species, it doesn't waste opportunities. Their digestive system is efficient and prepared to deal with long periods of scarcity, a constant reality in the depths. The behavior of the viperfish reflects the brutality of the environment in which it lives. He is solitary, territorial, and highly dependent on his physical adaptations to survive. Each encounter in the dark can be the last, either as a predator or as prey. Therefore, their reactions are quick and often lethal. The reproduction of the viperfish is still poorly understood, precisely because of the difficulty of observing at great depths. It is known that encounters between individuals are rare and that reproductive cycles depend on very specific conditions of the deep environment. This makes each generation even more valuable to the continuity of the species. On the descent into the Mariana Trench, the viperfish represents the transition to an increasingly hostile ocean. It symbolizes the quiet aggressiveness of the deep, where surviving means attacking first, missing less, and always being ready to disappear back into absolute darkness. The Dumbo octopus is one of the most enigmatic and delicate creatures of the ocean depths, inhabiting regions between approximately 1,000 and 4,000 meters deep. On these dark near the Mariana Trench, where the pressure is overwhelming and sunlight never reaches, this animal challenges the idea that only aggressive forms can survive. The Dumbo octopus is proof that, even in the abyss, life can follow silent and subtle paths. Its name comes from the two side fins in the shape of ears, which resemble the character Dumbo. Unlike other octopuses that move by crawling or jet propulsion, the Dumbo octopus swims gracefully, slowly flapping these fins and floating on the seafloor. This movement saves energy, an essential strategy in an environment where food is extremely scarce. The body of the Dumbo octopus is gelatinous and soft, without the rigid musculature of coastal octopuses. This texture is not fragility, but adaptation. At extreme depths, where pressure would destroy denser tissues, this body composition allows it to keep its structure intact. Its tentacles are long and connected by a membrane, forming a kind of cape that helps both in locomotion and in capturing food. Unlike other cephalopods, the Dumbo octopus does not have an ink sac. In an environment without light, releasing paint would be of no use. Instead, your main defense is discretion. It moves slowly, almost floating, avoiding attracting the attention of larger predators that roam the depths. Its diet is based on small, deep-sea organisms such as worms, crustaceans, and other invertebrates. The Dumbo octopus glides close to the ground, using its tentacles to capture prey without the need for chasing. This strategy reduces energy expenditure and increases their chances of survival in an ecosystem of extreme scarcity. The reproduction of the Dumbo octopus also deviates from the known standards. Females carry few but highly developed eggs and do not follow a fixed reproductive period. This allows them to reproduce when environmental conditions are favorable, a crucial advantage in an unpredictable world like the Great Depths. Rare and little observed, the Dumbo octopus stands as a symbol of the mystery of the deep ocean. It represents an important transition in the journey towards the absolute abyss, a point where life ceases to be violent and fast, becoming silent, slow, and almost ethereal. As we descend further into the heart of the Mariana Trench, creatures like the Dumbo octopus show that surviving doesn't always mean fighting, but knowing how to exist on the edge. As the descent progresses into regions where the pressure becomes almost unimaginable, life takes on more and more extreme forms. Between approximately 6,000 and 8,200 meters deep, in the heart of the Mariana Trench, lives one of the most extraordinary creatures ever recorded by science, the Mariana snailfish. It is not just another inhabitant of the abyss, it is the deepest vertebrate ever observed on the planet. In this Hadal environment, the pressure is more than 800 times greater than at the surface. Stiff bones, dense muscles, and traditional structures simply wouldn't work here. The snailfish survives because their body follows different rules. It has an almost translucent appearance, with gelatinous tissues, no scales, and extremely reduced bones. This composition prevents its body from being crushed, allowing it to exist where other vertebrates cannot. Its soft and flexible body is not a sign of fragility, but of perfect adaptation. At extreme depths, the density of the water helps to support its structure, making a strong musculature unnecessary. Instead of swimming quickly, the snailfish moves slowly near the bottom, taking advantage of every tiny stream of water to save energy. The diet of the Mariana snailfish is mainly based on small crustaceans, such as amphipods. It spends much of its time near the seabed, where it finds enough food to survive in an extremely resource-poor environment. Its mouth is adapted to suck small prey, without the need for long chases or sudden movements. One of the greatest curiosities of this animal is in its biochemistry. Your cells contain high concentrations of special molecules that stabilize proteins under extreme pressure. Without these microscopic adaptations, no vital function would be possible. The snailfish is therefore living proof that survival in the abyss begins long before the outer form. It happens at the molecular level. The behavior of this fish is still poorly understood, since direct observations at such depths are very rare and depend on advanced submersible vehicles. Even so, each record of the Mariana snailfish represents a scientific milestone. expanding human understanding of the limits of vertebrate life. On the journey through the Mariana Trench, the snailfish marks a crucial point, the moment when vertebrate life reaches its known limit. Below it, there are almost no fish. The environment becomes too extreme for even the most adapted forms. He is the silent guardian of the Hadal depths, showing that even under crushing pressure, life still finds a way to resist. At the deepest known point on the planet, where the Mariana Trench reaches almost 11,000 meters, life does not disappear completely. Instead, it is reduced to small, discrete, and extremely resistant shapes. It is in this absolute environment of darkness, intense cold, and crushing pressure that the Hadal amphipod, known scientifically as Hirundellea gigas, lives. It represents the last step of animal life before the final limit. The Hadal amphipod is a small crustacean, related to shrimp, but adapted to conditions that would crush just about any other organism. The pressure at this depth is more than 1,000 atmospheres, enough to deform steel. Still, this animal moves freely over the bottom of the trench, feeding and reproducing in an environment that for decades was considered totally sterile. Its body is compact, flexible, and protected by a special shell. Unlike other crustaceans, the Hadal amphipod has unique chemical adaptations in its exoskeleton, including compounds that help it resist dissolution caused by extreme pressure. These characteristics prevent your body from disintegrating in an environment where most organic materials would fail quickly. The Hadal amphipod's diet is based on organic matter that slowly falls from the surface over years or even decades. Dead animal remains, microscopic particles, and even debris carried by deep currents become your main source of energy. It plays an essential role in the recycling of nutrients, working as a true cleaner of the abyss. Despite living at the deepest point of the Earth, the Hadal amphipod is not uncommon within its own environment. On the contrary, it can exist in large quantities at the bottom of the trench, showing that even in extreme conditions, life can establish itself surprisingly efficiently when it finds a stable niche. From a scientific point of view, Hirundellea gigas is one of the most important organisms ever studied in the depths. It redefines the known limits of animal biology and challenges long-held theories about how far life could go. Its existence proves that extreme pressure is not necessarily a definitive barrier to survival. On the journey through the Mariana Trench, the amphipod Hadal marks the end of the descent. Below it, there are no confirmed records of complex animal life. It is the last biological sign before the absolute silence of the abyss, the final frontier where life endures for the last time. Here at the bottom of the world, life does not scream, does not run, and does not dominate. It just resists. The Mariana Trench is not only the deepest point on the planet, but the greatest symbol of the extreme limits of life on Earth. Along this vertical descent, each creature presented reveals a different response to the same challenge. To survive where light is non-existent, pressure is overwhelming, and food is scarce. From the devilfish, which marks the entrance into the abyssal world, to the organisms that live at the absolute bottom, life does not disappear. It adapts, transforms, and resists. Every meter towards the abyss shows that nature does not follow simple rules. Where it seemed impossible to exist, gelatinous bodies, huge teeth, bioluminescence, and silent energy-saving strategies emerge. These creatures are not monsters, but accurate results of millions of years of evolution. They prove that life does not need comfort to continue, only perfect adaptation to the most hostile environment on the planet. At the end of this journey, the Mariana Trench reminds us how little we still know about Earth. In her overwhelming silence, she holds answers about resistance, evolution, and the true limits of life. If this dive to the bottom of the planet surprised you, leave your like, comment from where you are watching this documentary, and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring the most extreme places in the world with us.